businesses, technical assistance for local businesses community, improving programs for small business microloans program. It's a goal to expand our services to the city of Kissimmee, Osceola, Orange County, and surrounding Central Florida's region. And I have to include Volusia because if not, the commissioner is here and we're gonna have a problem. She's been very supportive, so I really have to thank her because we're having a great group coming in from Volusia County for the first time at our summit, and we hope that you will continue support. Thank you so much, Maritza. My name is Miriam Martinez, and I'm honored to be your mistress of ceremony together with this morning with Jackie Centeno. It's a privilege and an honor to address the distinguished group of professionals that we have with us this morning. We'd like to recognize those who made possible the success of the event, our sponsors, and I will have Jackie come in and start talking a little bit about our sponsors, because without our sponsors and each and every one of you that are here, it could not be possible. Jackie, could you please come to the podium? Thank you.
I always get the privilege of the long list glasses. So our wonderful sponsors are Hispanic Federation, and this is in no specific order, Walmart, Travel and Leisure, Enterprise Florida, Borinquen Title Loans, Borinquen Medical Centers, La Prensa de Orlando, DoubleTree by Hilton, RUMS of Puerto Rico, Pan American Behavioral Health, International Business Consultants of Puerto Rico, Kissimmee Utility Authority, Team Volusia Economic Development, Volusia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Prime Janitorial, United Retailers Association of Puerto Rico, Osceola Star, Cybersecurity, and Goya Foods of Florida. We also want to give a special thanks to Alberto Correa from the DoubleTree Hotel Manager, who constantly supports us and provides wonderful accommodations for our summit. We would also like to honor some special guests. Not everybody's here, but I want to mention them. First of all, our Senator Victor Torres and his wife Carmen, along with his staff that are here present. From Senator Rick Scott's office, Gary Berrios. Our Commissioner from Deltona District 3, Marisa Avila Vasquez. Roxana de la Riva, La Prensa newspaper. Delia Castillo from representing Osceola Star. She is also our summit's photographer. Deisamar de Soto, haciendo negocios y presidenta de Hispanic American Business Women's Foundation. That's a mouthful. Mariangi Rosario, Nosotras News y Director of Mujer Emprende Latina Orlando. Luis Hernandez, a radio host. Brenda del Valle, Prime TV. Lisa Siegel, ¿cómo se dice? Show. Franklin Muñoz, Unidos por Ecuador Radio. Yesenia Toribio from El Sol newspaper. Marisol Medina from American Magazine. Jennifer Marcial, a freelance journalist. Betty Amador, de Mujer a Mujer. Franklin Muñoz, Unidos por Ecuador. Beatriz Andrewkovich, emisora Mass 107 FM. Mati Frias, Nueva Vida Radio, presidenta Hispanic American Business Women's Association. Silverio Pérez, radio host. Katie de la Cruz, Florida Latino News, Diáspora Dominicana. Carlos Márquez, Prensa Libre. West TV Channel 2. Mariela Chopite, Bravo Comunidad. Univisión, Lucy Soto, Community Outreach. Milton Valderrama, empresario. Telemundo 31. Cecilia Albia de Figueroa, freelance journalist. Josette Calvo and Jadna Ovalle from Costco. Edgar Vasquez from the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce, Central Florida. And David Rodriguez, Osceola City. To all of you, welcome to our summit. It's going to be a great event, and we hope that you can join us next week. Also, at this time, I would like to introduce to you the Executive Director of Dynamic Community Development Corporation, who will give you his opening remarks and who, without his presence, none of this would happen. Mr. Luis de Rosa.
Thank you, Jackie, and thank you to all, and good morning, buenos días. And let's not forget that a lot of Puerto Ricans and Hispanics are coming from Miami too. Okay, this is not just Orlando, Kissimmee, because we're all over. In the state of Florida, we're, I think, past 1.2 million Puerto Ricans. We have a large Puerto Rican community in Palm Beach County and Fort Lauderdale and Miami, and I represent the Miami contingent. And I'm happy to say that Borinquen Medical Center, which has been around for 50 years, is an over $50 million operation annually, will be with us as well. And the purpose for me to say that, because they're one of our major sponsors, and I had to say it. I'm sure it's going to get back to them somewhere. Maybe Brandon's going to call today. We didn't say anything, you know. But Brandon is a fixture in this community also, and thank you, Brandon, for what you do, especially in the area of mental health. That's a concern not only for myself and members of my family, but for the community at large, especially when the times, the difficult times that we're all living through, and making ends meet for many Americans. And of course, I wanted to also say thank you to my good friend Miriam. We've known each other for over 25 years, and her executive team. I mean, these are exceptional women that actually really are the foundation of this summit. You know, they just put me to work to look for money, and I try. You know, I will never go to Cecilia again from the senator's office. She's a tough negotiator, I want you to know. But other than that, you know, these are the heart of the summit. It's always the women, right, gentlemen? It's always the women, the mothers, the aunts, the tias, the sisters, and the daughters. God bless them all. So the summit is just simple. It's to bring us together so we can start a conversation, continue the conversation, how we can better not only our conditions, identify opportunities, face challenges, but help our children, the next generation. What kind of world are we going to leave behind to our children and our grandchildren? And I'm a proud grandfather of 3 grandchildren, so I'm really concerned about that. And there's hope that through the summit and the federal representatives that are coming from HUD, from FEMA, from SBA, that the small business understands that we know, everybody knows, hurricanes are coming, earthquakes are coming, not only in Puerto Rico, but here in Florida. And if our community, regardless of who you're from, this is not just for Puerto Ricans, for all of us, because we all live here, if we're not prepared for those contracts to help our local community help itself, then they're going to give it to someone from Alabama, from Georgia, Tennessee. That's where or Texas. That's where the contracts are going that are supposed to be in this community. So, and that's the message that we're going to be sending. We're going to have the conversation we're going to have with Senator Rick Scott, who's going to make a short visit also on Friday next week. And I'm sure that he understands the issue at hand, and his staff will be supporting our initiative, but he will be coming to the Senate as well. But I'm also happy to have, you know, as always, Senator Victor Torres is always with us, making a presence and also supporting our efforts. And of course, Congressman Darren Soto, who I've known for many years, and I think has done an exceptional job. Please support him and support Victor and his group, because we need to have on both sides representation for our issues as citizens of Florida. It cannot be a Republican, overload, no more than a Democrat overload. We got to find a happy balance so we can have good conversation to move our community forward and help our constituents. And that's my message, you know. And I love this country, and I love Puerto Rico. I'm from Ponce. My father's still in Ponce. He actually made this 94 years old not too long ago, February. But I live in Miami, and you know, Miami, we have other challenges in Miami because we have an existing Cuban community in Miami, and for the most part, learned the lesson that we're talking about today 30 years ago. Certification, 8A program, SBA program, Miami-Dade County program, Orange County program. They understand the virtues and the opportunities that are there. We have to have that conversation also, so we can help our small businesses help themselves and create opportunities for our community, regardless of where you're from. It is the Puerto Rican Summit, but you don't have to be Puerto Rican to come. So, Puerto Ricans for many years have been pioneers. My family was a pioneer in New York. You know, we helped the other Hispanics that were coming, the Dominicans that were coming in. You know, we set the foundation. I mean, we have, like everybody else, other issues, but we were the pioneers. And there was a lot of money circulating in the millions in the Puerto Rican community. And Victor knows about this more than most people when he was in law enforcement. Right, Victor? In New York with the Dr. Ramon Velez and that whole group. They managed over $300 million in community development funds and built, nursing homes, affordable apartments, workforce apartment before it was workforce apartment. So I'm saying thank you for being here today. We look forward to working with you. We need your support. We need for you to get the word out and tell people to come next week and be with us. Good opportunities, people from Puerto Rico. We have senators coming from Puerto Rico, representatives coming from Puerto Rico, business people coming from Puerto Rico, of course, people from Miami, people from Orlando, all of us having a conversation. I have to apologize that Jorge Figueroa from the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce was unable to be with us today, but we work together and we're good friends, and we support his efforts and he support ours. So thank you, God bless you, and hope to see you next week.
All right.
Thank you, Luis. Well, what we would like to do is let you know that next week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are really 3 important days. It's an opportunity of coming together. It's an opportunity of doing business. It's an opportunity to meet people that sometimes it's so difficult, whether you're meeting them in New York, whether you're meeting them in Puerto Rico, whether you're going to be meeting them in DC. These people are going to be here. You got to get, you have to be here to be able to talk to them and let them know what's going on. And we have to talk, we have to communicate, we have to start making sure that we can get together and make things happen for the benefit of all. This is not just the Puerto Rican Summit. This belongs to all of us as Hispanics, Puerto Ricans, or whatever it might be. If we join forces, we can make this happen. With all the contract opportunities that are going out, right now we have a shortage in Puerto Rico for all these contracts to comply. We have a lot of people here in Florida that we know can make a difference, and that's an opportunity of getting people connected. If you are a contractor and you want to connect with somebody in Puerto Rico to get that contract, and if you're an 8A contractor or you're a woman-owned business or a minority business, we gotta connect to make things happen. I mean, we just can't keep on saying, this belongs to me and I'm gonna try to keep it by myself, and it's not gonna happen. We have to make a difference. So whether you're a man, a woman, or whatever it might be, we're all here to work, and we all have a purpose of doing things the way we have to do. Anyway, next Wednesday, it's an important day where we're going to have a women's forum. Guys, you're invited as usual. And I know you're gonna have a great time with us, because women in business, we're not talking about the husbands. We're talking about how we're gonna make things happen and what we're going to do to be able to be with these big guys that can shake hands and make contracts happen. So women, don't be afraid. Let's get out there. And guys, you gotta support us. We want you there. We need you. We gotta find out how you guys are doing business so we can do the same thing. So let's make these contracts happen. Let's get these certifications. SBA is gonna have a survey that they're going to do and find out how we're gonna be getting help, as well as the gentlemen. So don't worry about it. You guys are also included with that. We're gonna have a great lunch, a business luncheon. We're going to have the president of the United Retailers Association, which is one of the largest organizations for small and medium-sized business in Puerto Rico. It's an opportunity to learn what they are doing and how we are going to start working directly with them. I'm also part of that organization, as well as the Chamber of Commerce. So a lot of good things are going to be happening on Wednesday. On Thursday, we're going to have from 2 to 4 meetings that are going to be with the main organizations that are here. Volusia County has offered to be with us, Team Volusia for Economic Development. We also have the Volusia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce joining us. So you guys, if you're interested in doing business elsewhere, and doing business with Puerto Rico, or doing business somewhere else, make it a fact to tell me, Miriam, we want to be at that meeting from 2 to 4 on Thursday. On Thursday from 6 to 8, we have our welcome reception with our sponsors and our VIPs that It's really, really important to network and get to know these people, because without them, we cannot do what we've done these past 12 years. And on Friday, workshops all day long.
Can I mention something about Friday, if you don't mind?
No,
Sorry to interrupt you.
he's gonna interrupt me,
The
okay?
women in power, right?
Empowering, you know
Women
it.
in power.
Yes.
Let me just say the real
Sure.
brief, I'm sorry, you
No,
know.
no, no.
I want to just mention, and I'm going to be calling Senator Victor Torres to come up and say a few words, of course. But I wanted to say also thank you to Cecilia for her efforts in the media, and Luis Hernandez for his efforts also promoting this event. I mean, without that type of avenue and that opportunity, you know, this message won't get out. But Friday is going to be very key as well. Where, you know, the lady, and she touched on something that's very important for everyone that's here. And if you are not able to use this information, you can pass it on to someone else. We're going to start a webinar right after the summit, started in July, along with SBA, and she's doing it from Alabama. We're going to be in Miami, so it doesn't matter. You just get online. How to qualify for the 8A program. So if you're an advertisement, I'll give you an example. I have a friend of mine as an advertisement. He got a contract for 9 years from the Navy and the Coast Guard. Puerto Rican owned business. It can happen. You got to dream big. And we can make that happen. We can help you with that. It's free of charge. How to qualify for 8A program, regardless of what business you're in, what services you have. The federal government is the largest purchaser of goods and services. There is nobody bigger than the federal. They got all the money. You know, they can print it, right? So that's going to be very important. I wanted just to remind everyone that please, you know, pass the word on and be with us on Friday, of course, Wednesday for the women's event, which is going to be crucial. I'm going to be there. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to it. And of course, the VIP reception is by invitation only, but it doesn't matter. You know, we can, you know, for the right money, you know, we can make it happen. You know? I'm just joking, of course. And on Friday is the SBA, it's FEMA. Puerto Rico is going to be here to talk about what they're going through, what we're doing here.
Hi, my name is Lisa Siegel from Como Se Dice the Show. I would like to a little bit address the white elephant in the room, which is, are any or have any of the plans of the conference or the summit been modified to include the lack in the workforce or the anticipated lack in the workforce of immigration or immigrants being what is happening nowadays?
You know, I'm glad you brought that subject. We have not done this time, last time. But I am 100% with you on that issue. Immigration, you know, is my brothers and my sisters and my cousins. I don't care where they're from. My family, they're Puerto Rican, Cuban, Nicaraguan, Colombian, Peruvian. So it is true. What I can say is that hopefully we can have a conversation about that moving forward, because it's going to get more and more serious. And you know, we have the people, elected officials, are going to be at this meeting. We can bring it up to them as well. You know, as a you know, with respect. You can get more with respect than challenges. You know, and of course, at the end of the day, it's how you vote is what counts, right? So I am with you 100%. We have to address that because that is a concern. Right now, the governor signed that declaration. I have folks that I know that are not, that are here, working, doing jobs that Americans don't want to do, in the construction business, in the restaurant business, and I know them personally. I know a whole family from Nicaragua like that, from Venezuela. I know them personally, and I know the struggle. And I do know from history, maybe 100 years ago, the Europeans went through the same thing. And you know, their children's has forgotten the struggle of becoming an American citizen and promoting the American dream abroad. So I understand that very much. I really feel that pain, and you know, I do as much as I can in my own way. I'm involved with a few you know, immigration organizations down in Miami. In fact, I'm going to be joining a board called the Hispanic Coalition, and we work with the immigration community also. So I'm sorry that this time around we have not, but we're there. We feel it.
Yeah, but we can bring it to the table
Yeah.
on Thursday at the special meeting with the organizations and the people that could help us, and then we could bring you some feedback as to what is happening on that. And I think it's really, really important because in Puerto Rico, we're having the same situation. And I think it's all over. If we can come together and try to pull everybody in the same direction to help you guys, I think it's really important. I mean, because sometimes people don't even understand that Puerto Ricans are U.S. citizens. And that really throws me off because my parents are from Puerto Rico, but I was born and raised in the States and educated in the States. What does it make me? Una americana, una gringa? I don't know. Because they tell me, dude, you're not Puerto Rican. I said, okay, perfect. That's your conception. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We're here to do business. We're here to network. We're here to make things happen and make a difference. So I think it's really, really important. The more we come together and the more we try to do things by helping our politicians, because as a nonprofit organization, 501c3, what we have to do is outreach and awareness, okay? We can't do politics. And I think it's important, but we can bring them together and tell them, this is what we're facing. Are you gonna be able to help us? So we'll take that into consideration as well.
But having said that, we could, and like any
Politician.
501c3, have, the right of the spectrum, representative. You can have, Republican and Democrats. You can have pro-stateholders and status quo for Puerto Rico. That can be a discussion. We just are not allowed, because of our charter, allowed to endorse. We're not a 501c4. Then C4 can do that, but we're C3. But having said that, still immigration is important. We got to talk to our elected officials. The bottom line is we got to get the community organized enough to have a conversation with the elected officials that this is something of concern, especially to the Hispanic and the Haitian community and the Caribbean community. This is very important for us because without immigrants, this country will fall apart. And if we go the same way, the direction we're going now, I feel, this is my personal, not anybody else. In Florida, if we continue this avenue where we're heading, if you're gonna go to Publix or wherever you go, and a tomato is gonna cost you $10, just one tomato. Well, you got rid of the immigrants, the people who actually do the work. Your roof, to renovate your roof, from $16,000 now is $25,000, $30,000. Why? There's no more immigrants. This country was built on immigrants. It's just that we don't control the conversation. We have to do that. And the way to do that is through the vote. Let me get the senator up here for a minute. Senator, please come and say a few words.
You want to talk about the hot topics, huh? Be careful.
Good morning. ¿Están despiertos? Todavía. Senador Víctor Torres, District 25. Es un orgullo estar aquí hoy con mi amigo Luis y Miriam. We're in a state, the diversity is so great. The Latino community, porque no son solamente los puertorriqueños. Aquí hay dominicanos, colombianos, venezolanos y Costa Rica. Y yo digo, qué bueno ver nuestra gente trabajando, viviendo, buscando una mejor vida. We have families coming here from all parts of the world for a better life, not to get handout. They want to work. The jobs that nobody else wants to do. As a senator sitting up in Tallahassee, the impact of this last legislation is going to take us down economically. Why? Because you're hitting the people, hurting the people who provide for us every day. Every day. Whether it's in construction, agriculture, housekeeping, hotels, restaurants, medical, you name it, immigrants are there. They're doing the job. Y por mi madre, yo digo, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué están detrás de estas personas que solamente vienen para vivir mejor? Para que sus hijos tengan un futuro para estudiar. Pero no, le quieren quitar todo. Fíjese, aquí se pasó una ley, he signed it. There are 16 states that have recognition for undocumented drivers to drive in the United States. 16. What did they do? They passed legislation to take away. You cannot drive into Florida if you're undocumented and you live in Utah, California, or any other state, and you come here with your family to go to Disney or go somewhere, they can arrest you and your family. This is what's going on. Despierta. This is not a joke. This is not about party or, this is what affects the economy of Florida. The people who are doing the job. I've been here 30 years in Florida. I came from New York. My family's from Ponce, la playa de Ponce, right? Con mucho orgullo. You see my flag and my Los Leones, the town symbol. Pero ¿qué digo yo? Nosotros venimos a este país like my parents did, en los 40, ¿verdad? Mi abuelo. El abuelo mío de Ponce trabajó en los muelles de Brooklyn Naval Yard when he was a young man. Y regresó a Ponce. My point is, we all come here, no matter who you are, for a better quality of life. This is all it's all about. But you know what? Like my wife says, Carmen, what goes around comes around in life. Karma. Acuérdate. Yo en mi corazón, yo no quiero hacer daño a nadie. Yo quiero ayudar. Y Dios me puso una posición hoy en día que yo digo, yo hago todo lo que pueda con todo mi corazón para ayudar. Tengo amistades que están aquí, que me conocen no 1 año, ni 2 años, ni 3 años. They know me for years. They've been with me for years. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Know who you are. Know who you bring to the table. Know who you're voting for. Porque nuestra gente ahí afuera tiene que conocer quién está ayudando a nuestra comunidad y quién no quiere ayudar a nuestra comunidad. Ese es el punto. Te doy las gracias. Next week va a ser tremendo aquí. We're going to have a legislative update too. Oh yeah, this is going to be good next week. No se olviden del 14 hasta el 16, ¿verdad? Bueno, vamos a estar ahí. Que pasen buenas tardes. Gracias.
Thank you, man. You know, and all I can say to that is the truth is that you're only as strong as your vote. However you vote, that's the issue. Just be well informed. You can vote one way or the other. That's your personal responsibility. We're not here to tell anybody to vote one way or the other. Just gather the information, make your own conclusion, and you vote your conscience because you're voting for yourself. Just recently, a family from Venezuela arrived at the Roberto Clemente Park, where my wife works as an art instructor, and we were there. And they were sleeping in the back, in the ground, in the park. So they got chased away from the Miami police. Well, the husband got a job at a local construction site, a job no American wanted. Picking up debris, picking up this, taking this there. No one wanted that job. He got it. He's getting paid. So he's contributing. Okay, he's not paying Social Security, but he's paying taxes. When he goes to the bodega, he pays taxes. When he goes to Walmart, he pays taxes. When he goes here, he pays taxes. Okay, that's good. And the next thing I find out, the immigration showed up there. Somebody called somebody, and they showed up. He had to leave. Now they're in Fort Myers, the wife and the husband, because they're doing the jobs that nobody else wants to do. And if you know anything about history, that's the same thing happened to the Puerto Ricans in the 40s and the 50s. We did the jobs that nobody else wanted to do until they pumped drugs into our community and welfare and made us all dependent on that. And that was all concentrated. That was the effort. That was by design. It wasn't by accident. To destroy a community. And I know that for a fact because I worked there and I worked in those circles. And I worked with the Reagan administration, like we worked with the Clinton administration before I came down. But anyway, so just please be informed. And I wanted to to thank also the assistant representing the commissioner, Maribel Gomez. So thank you for being with us today. It's important that we need to get more Hispanics / in my case, Puerto Ricans elected. Okay, that is very important for us because they represent our interests to some degree, not always. All right, so thank you. God bless you.
Well, I guess we got a little bit of coverage everywhere, right? I want to thank the media, everybody for being here this morning, as well as our sponsors. Luis, thank you for having me done the interview, getting off the plane. I was exhausted, but thank you so much because a lot of people responded. Cecilia, thank you once again for everything. Haley, gracias también. Jackie, and this team, this excellent team that's sitting right in front of me. We have this commissioner. She's always as a volunteer. Thank you so much, Marissa, for everything that you've done all these years for the summit and how you continue to work constantly for the Hispanic community. Thank you. Even though you're in Volusia, but anyway, we're gonna go out there. We're gonna do something with Volusia. I promise you. If Luis doesn't do it, I'll do it. Don't worry about it. So, Senator, thank you so much. Thank you for everybody that's here. I'm telling you, there's so many women here. There's so much press and everything. I'm so amazed that we're going to make it happen next week. We got to make noise. It doesn't matter which way we're going, but everybody's going to be here. So make sure that you're there with us and say something to these people. Don't be afraid. Just say very respectfully, because we have to respect everybody the same way. So let's go ahead and do it. Thank you so much and see you next week. Thank you. Have a great day.
The photo.
The photo, oh my God, photo.
The annual photo, that's good.
Ay, Dios mío, the annual photo.
Okay, we gotta get who's on the left and who's on the right. And everybody else in the middle.
Say,
Who's on the left and who's on the right and everybody else in the middle.
Who you wanted to be the picture?
Yeah, everyone, come on.